Hi, Ro. It's Sophia here. Today, I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my journey with content creation and how I got to where I am today as a smaller creator while I do my makeup. Let's get right into it. First things first, one of the biggest misconceptions, and this is my favorite topic to talk about of all time, with content creation, is that followers equal money. That is just so not the case, and I guess I'm guilty of it as well. When I was first starting out, I was like, oh, once I just hit 100,000 followers on TikTok, I'll be so good. I'll be making all this money. Then I hit 100,000, and I was like, oh, okay. Seems like nothing's really changing, life isn't changing so much, and I realized that it's not the follower count that matters, and I learned this from another creator. She said, it's not your following count that matters. You could have such a smaller following, but as long as you have a community, that is what gets you the money and gets you the brand deals. And that was so interesting to me, and that from that point on, I always really valued having a community on TikTok. I always tell my followers that I have it in a journal written from, I think it was either 2020 or 2021, of what I wanted my TikTok page to be. I was like, if I was an influencer, I would have a TikTok page that was dedicated to having a group of girls that just came to my page and just had mindless content, not just a bunch of brand deals being shoved down their throats, not a bunch of ads or fakeness. I just wanted it to feel like I was talking to a friend. Because at the time I felt like, well, I still don't have a lot of friends right now. I knew I always wanted to have a community of girls that followed me, but I did always think that followers equaled money, and that is just not the case. I have people DMing me all the time sometimes, asking me for money or asking me to Zelle them or things like that, and I've told this on my TikTok before that if I could and if I was in the position to be able to give back to people, I totally would. But at the moment, that's just not what happens. People say, oh, you have this many followers, why can't you just send money or help out with other people's bills like the other bigger influencers? And that's just not the case. I love this topic so much, and it's how to navigate burnout and maintain consistency, because I try and post at least a minimum of 10 times a day, and that can be hard to think of the ideas and whatnot. After a while, your brain kind of just has to have a break at some point. And something I learned which helped me really navigate burnout and maintain videos that I at least know that when on the days that I have a little bit of a harder time coming up with ideas, I know that I have a consistent 4 videos a day that I can post and that I will post. And those are my main pillars of posting. And I learned this from my management that I have right now. He said that you just have to have the 4 main pillars, and then anything after that is just fun, creative, personality videos that really show whatever you want it to show. So for me, my main pillars that I post every single day, because it's something that I already do every day, no matter if I'm burnt out or things like that. It's just something that's part of my routine every day. I make my coffee, I dance outside with my chickens, and I just show myself getting ready. Since I already do those every single day, I know that on the days that I have a really low creativity, I'm just maybe not feeling it, because everybody has their off days. You can't just go 24/7 every single day. Once I know that I at least have those videos throughout the day, I'm good. I could be a little bit more at ease, because I say to myself, like, okay, at least I posted 4 times today. At least I have that, and tomorrow we could just do better, and then we could get our content creation ideas going tomorrow. But don't put too much pressure on yourself, because I noticed that whenever I put way too much pressure on myself, that is when my videos are at an all-time low, because I'm not producing content that I actually like and that I'm actually putting time into and effort into. I'm just kind of putting content out there that is just trying to get out there. And that's not even helping anybody, because now I'm wasting my time, I'm wasting people's time, because the content's not going to be that good. And it's just an overall waste. I would rather put content out that I really enjoy and really like and had fun doing, because then that's going to show through the video. Something that I really noticed that's really important to me is that whenever I can see through the camera, whenever I know that I'm not in the mood, or maybe I'm feeling burnt out, I have no idea what to post, and I try and produce something that I don't care about, it shows through the camera. And that is just one easy way that I'm like, okay, no, I'm not posting this, because it's just, I can see it in my eyes. I know myself better than anybody. I can see it in my eyes that I'm not necessarily into the idea of what I'm posting, and that just shows, and immediately I'm like, no. This next topic goes hand in hand with the conversation that we just had, and it's how to maintain relevancy and engagement in an ever-changing platform. And to me, something that never goes out of style, it can never change, is being authentically you. people are never going to get tired of you being authentically yourself. It shows so much through the camera, more than you know. I'll be on my TikTok For You page and I'm just scrolling through videos, and I can tell when the videos that do really well are usually, or the videos that, at least I could speak for myself, the videos that I engage with the most are girls being completely themselves, showing their latest hot topic or hottest opinion that maybe people won't agree with, or they're just simply doing their makeup, but they're doing it in a way that they're talking to the camera, being themselves. I just love it. Every single time I will hit the like, I will comment on it, because that's just never going to go out of style. Being you, being authentically yourself will never ever go out of style, and it's so amazing. I'm going to finish this eye mascara and then I'll get into the next topic. Ooh, this topic is juicy and it's turning down a lucrative deal. Yes, I have one time. I'm still in the starting point of my content creation journey, I would say. And I had an offer from this brand. I won't say who they are. However, they offered me some moolah. And I started engaging with the email at first. I was like, okay, this might be something I could get behind. I was trying to figure out, it's not something that totally doesn't align with me, but, I was kind of not completely sold on the idea of myself doing it. At the end of the day, I slept on it for a few days. It was something that totally I was trying to think of video ideas on how I could include this into my everyday posting, and the answer was I couldn't. There was no way I could have posted this without people obviously seeing that I was only doing this because I was getting paid, and that is just not what I am here for. That is not what I want my page to be about. I just want it to feel mindless, easy. If there's an ad on my page, I want it to feel like totally something me, totally something that you could already see me posting about, even if I wasn't getting paid. I always do this thing on my TikTok where I post like not sponsored, but I wish I was. And even on the sponsored videos, I don't put that, obviously, but I wanted to feel like one of those videos. Like I'm just talking to my girlfriends or my friends about this new perfume. And I'm like, oh, this perfume is just so good, da 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 da. This particular brand would have been hard to incorporate into my TikTok without people obviously saying that it was paid and I was only doing it because it was getting paid. So it just didn't match with me. We would not have meshed very well. So I did turn it down because I try and stay as true to me. And I don't want to be that person that's just like, you should buy this because da, 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 and I sound like a robot. That's just not who I wanted to be. I'm okay without all these crazy brand deals. I don't know. That's just me though. And last but not least, if I was starting over today, what would I do differently? I feel like all of these topics that we've talked about today have one common denominator, and that is staying authentically you. If I were starting over today, I would start a page completely differently, because whenever I had started my page, I've had TikTok for a few years now, obviously, and I would post lip syncing videos, and I would post videos that were just not really showing off my personality whatsoever. And I always wonder, I'm like, why are these videos just not doing well? Like, they're aesthetically pleasing. I'm putting a lot of time, I'm putting a lot of work into them. Why are they just not doing well? And it was because I was showing no ounce of personality. None. And I was like, okay, that's obviously why. Once I started to post, every now and then I would post videos showing my personality. I would show me sharing a very unpopular opinion, or me just ranting about my day at work, me sitting in my car just eating lunch. And once I did that, that's when my video and my platform started really taking off. I would show outside my chickens. I would just sit at... The most shocking part to me when I was posting TikToks is that my coffee videos are really what gained me my platform and got me to where I am today, because I would sit down, do one take, or maybe like edit it here and there, of me just talking about my day, listening to my viewers' day. I would be like, oh, what are you guys doing? I would engage with those comments. That is what really got me to where I am today, because I really showed my personality. I showed what my day-to-day was like. It was just a lot of fun. Once I started having fun, that was when it actually took off. And that is what I would give my advice to anybody who wanted to start content creation or influencing, is that you just should show your personality, show yourself, have fun. And I know it sounds silly because it sounds just very like, of course, why would I not show myself? But that's something I struggled with. I was embarrassed. I was always just so scared of what other people would think, people that I went to school with. But once I realized that doesn't actually matter in the grand scheme of things, and that was a very hard lesson, don't get me wrong, that I had to get over. Once it really doesn't matter, you can have so much fun, and the potential is Like, you have so much potential within you that you don't even realize. All right, on days like this where I have no idea what to do with my hair, we do a low bun. I honestly haven't done a low bun in so long. I'm so excited. If you were to take away one thing from this video, it would be to stay authentically true to yourself, because that will never go out of style. That will never fade. Your personality will never fade. And this is something that my mom preaches and preaches and preaches, and it's to just stay true to yourself. As she always says it, because she's one of my biggest fans on TikTok, and she says that what people see on my videos is really what I'm like in person, and she really applauds me for it, because she says that's probably how you got to where you are today. You just show yourself being you, and that's the best thing you can be. Trying to be somebody else, it sounds so corny and so, like, obviously, why would I want to be somebody else? But it sounds so silly, but I feel like that's what I was trying to do whenever I was doing the lip syncing videos or the fast vlog and day in my life videos. They just weren't me, and you could tell it through the screen. You could clear as day see when somebody is not showing their truest personality or their truest self. And I think that that's what really could get you far in life. All right, last but not least, we have our lip gloss. This is just my easy, basic, clean makeup that I don't really have to think about or do much. I could do this with my eyes closed. And that's all. Thank you so much for joining me on my makeup routine. I hope you guys have the bestest day ever.